Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for those who are new to my channel, welcome sa Inday. So today I'm going to show you an example on how I filled out my I-751 form, the petition to remove conditions on residence. Yes, my 2-year green card is about to expire. I actually got my 2-year green card last January 16, 2019, and it's about to expire this coming January 16, 2021. So I'm not sure if you still have this letter with you from the USCIS or from the immigration officer, but this is what it looks like. And I actually got this letter right after my 2-year green card interview, and the immigration officer explained this whole thing to me. And it says here, in order to remove the conditional basis of your status, you must file a petition to remove the conditions of residence form I-751 before the 2-year expiration date of the card, but no earlier than 90 days before said date. And as far as I can remember, the immigration officer said that sometimes the USCIS will remind or notify the applicants when it's time to file their I-751 form, but sometimes they don't. So she said it's better to file my petition to remove conditions on residence as soon as I can. So here it is, guys. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you have questions, just comment down below. So first, let's type in I-751 in the search bar. I always like to read this edition date in the form details, just for some information. It says here I can still use the 12/02/19 edition form. So let's go ahead and click that. So for me, I always download the form first before I fill it out, but that's up to you guys. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can actually fill it out right away if you want to. Next, I always go through the instructions, although there are a lot of tutorial videos out there, but it's always a good practice to read instructions. Here you'll find a guide on how to fill out the I-751 form, and it says here in the number 3 to answer our questions fully and accurately. So if the question does not apply to you, you can type or print NA, which I always do. You might find some applicants that those questions that are not applicable to them, they leave it blank, which I think that's fine also. So in here, you can find all the supporting docs that you can include along with your I-751 form. And in here also, you'll find the filing fee for I-751 form. So yeah, if you have time, guys, go ahead and read the instructions. It's going to be really helpful for you. So petition to remove conditions on residence. We should start at part 1, information about you, the conditional resident, and that's me. I'm the one that's holding the 2-year green card. Next, other names used. So if you have changed your last name after you got married here in the US, you put your maiden name here in this section. Otherwise, you can leave it blank or print NA just like I do. My date of birth here, and then country of birth, Philippines, country of citizenship, Philippines, alien registration number, US Social Security number, and USCIS online account number. If you have, then you can put here. If you don't have, you can just leave it blank or type NA or none. Marital status, married, date of marriage, place of marriage, number 13, NA for me, and number 14, expiration of green card. Next, your mailing address or your current address. So if you encounter some input fields that are not clickable like this, you can't type in any text, then what you can do is to insert a text. Just make sure that the font that you're going to use is similar with the others. Next, is your physical address different than your mailing address? So for me, no. But if you tick the yes, then type your physical address here. Otherwise, leave it blank or NA. Next, additional information about you, the conditional permanent resident. Just read the questions, guys. If the question applies to you, then tick yes. If it's not, then tick no. Next, have you resided at any other address since you became a permanent resident? So for me, this is no, we haven't moved to any other address. But if you ticked yes, then you have to provide your previous address or addresses to part number 11. So for example, you tick yes. So take note, this is question number 22, part number 1, page number 2. Let's go ahead and fill out the part number 11 if this question applies to you. So if this field here is not automatically filled out by your computer, just like mine, and it's not even clickable, I can't type any text here, so I'll just insert a text and type in my name here, and then the A number, and then page number, part number, and then the item number. The next space here is where you put your previous address or your old address since you became a permanent resident. Now you only have to fill this out if the question in page number 2, part number 1, item number 22 applies to you. So this is just an example, guys, since this question is not applicable to me, so I'm just gonna delete this. Okay, so let's go back to page number 2 and continue to fill out the form. Since I haven't moved to any other address, I will take no. Next is your spouse or parent spouse currently serving with or employed by the US government and serving outside the United States. No for me. Next, biographic information, not Hispanic, Asian, for 11, 100 pounds. I have brown eyes, black hair. Next, basis for petition. My conditional residence is based on my marriage or my parents' marriage to a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, and I'm filing this joint petition together with my spouse. Next, part number 4, information about the U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident spouse. So in this part, this is about my husband's information. Relationship, spouse, husband's name, his birth, social security, a number, none, our address, of course. So part number 5, information about your children. So actually, I'm a little bit confused on this part because some people say that in this part, you have to include all your biological children or legally adopted children, as well as stepchildren of any age, whether born in the US or other countries, married or unmarried, living with you or elsewhere. And also, some say that in this part, you only include your biological children with your US spouse and also the children that you want to remove conditions. So I'm not sure whether to put all children, including the stepchildren, or only your biological children with your US spouse and children applying with you to remove conditions. But if ever you have to put their names here, then just type in their name, the date of birth, and also a number if the child is applying to remove conditions with you. Is this child living with you? Is this child applying with you? So if the child is applying to remove conditions, then take yes. If the child is a US citizenship, then take no. So for me, I choose the safest part, not applicable, although my husband has a child from previous marriage, but he's already an adult US citizen. Part number 6, accommodation for individuals with disabilities and or impairments. Are you requesting an accommodation because of your disabilities and or impairments? No. Because of your spouse's disabilities and or impairments? No. Because of your included children's disabilities and or impairments? No. So if you answered yes, items 1 to 3, select any applicable box for numbers 4A to 4C. So for me, not applicable. Part 7, Petitioner's Statement, Contact Information, Acknowledgement of Appointment at USCIS Application Support Center, Certification, and Signature. So, the petitioner here is the holder of the conditional permanent residency or the holder of the 2-year green card. So, I am the petitioner. So, I can read and understand English, and I've read and understand every question and instruction in this petition. Next, petitioner's contact information. You can put your telephone number here. If you don't have, you can leave it blank, put NA, or you can put your cell phone number in both fields. Next, petitioner's email address. Next, acknowledgement of appointment at USCIS Application Support Center. Since my name didn't reflect automatically here, so I have to type that in manually. Next, petitioner's signature. So just type in the date here first and just don't forget to sign the field above prior to submitting this form. Next, spouses or individual statement. This is my husband's section here. So I'm just gonna type in his cell phone number, both fields, and then his email address. Next, part 8, spouses or individual listed in part 4's statement. So as far as I can remember, part 4 was all about my husband's information. So this part here is about your spouse, the spouse of the conditional permanent residency holder. So just type in the date here first and just don't forget to remind your spouse to sign the field above. So part 9, interpreters, contact information, certification, and signature. Since I don't have an interpreter, so this does not apply to me. Part 10, contact information, statement, certification, and signature of the person preparing this petition if other than petitioner. So this section does not apply to me. So part 11, additional information. All you have to do is just type in your full name here and then your A number. You can leave the rest blank or you can type in NA. But if you have lived to a different address or addresses since you became a permanent resident, you have to put your previous addresses in items 3A, 3D, and so on. So there you go, guys. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click that notification bell so you won't miss any of our new videos, especially on the progress of my petition to remove conditions on residence application. Thanks for watching.